It's Lesson 17, Science 7, and today you're going to design 2 bird beaks to capture food. Then you'll use these prototypes in a hands-on natural selection simulation. You're going to need a pencil, today's journal slip, your science journal, and later you're going to need some everyday materials that you can find right in your house. Now, bird beaks are incredibly diverse. Some beaks can be thick and strong to crush nuts. Some are curved like a corkscrew to open snail shells, and even others are full of combs to make it possible to filter food out of the water. These differences arise from the inherited adaptations that help the bird survive in its environment. Generally, bird beaks are categorized according to their shape and their function. Their job. There are 2 types of birds. First, there's generalists. They use different techniques to obtain food. This is because their beaks, they don't have specific shapes. But a specialist, those are birds who have beaks that are adapted for a single job, like obtaining food in a very specific way. Here, let's take a look. This website I have posted here is also posted on your journal slip, and it gives you a lot of information on the different group of specialists. I want you to go to this site and I want you to look at the different specialist groups. Like here you can see carnivorous birds and other groupings of birds, all here. Insectivorous birds, wading birds. There are tons of specialist groups. What I want you to do is take some time and look at the different groups. After you're done scanning the different groups, choose one that interests you. Come back here. I want you to choose one of these groups that interests you. Then really do a close read of that particular group and answer the questions appearing on your journal slip for this part of the activity. Based on what you read and the information you gather, you can start thinking about how you might build a prototype that mimics the beak of this bird group. So what are you waiting for? Use the link and gather information about a specialist bird group. I'll wait. Now that you've done your research and you know the type of specialist beak you want to focus on, you need to think of some materials that you can use to build it. Use things that you have around your house. For example, I have cardboard in my house and rubber bands, straws, toothpicks, plastic utensils, really anything you have lying around. The list on your screen is only a short list. I'm sure you have lots of things that you can use that I haven't suggested. Just remember, bird beaks have an upper and a lower jaw just like you do. In the designs you see on the screen right here, they all have an upper and lower jaw that can open and close to catch food. Therefore, your beak has to do the same. The key is it needs to be built by you. You can't just grab a pair of tweezers in your house and say you're done. And you can't grab a clothespin and call it a day. You actually have to build your beak based on the specialist group you researched. Be creative in your design. Pause this screencast and take time to list the materials you need in order to make your design happen. Also, make sure you justify why you chose this material and how you plan to incorporate it in your design. You're now ready to build your prototypes. You need to build 2 varieties of your beak. You can see on the screen that a former student researched a specialist bird group that basically eats fish. The student then built one beak variety with a large curved tip, and then they built a second variety with several pointed tips that resemble a comb. Both varieties are good for getting fish. Once you build your 2 varieties, take a picture using your Chromebook or your phone camera. Insert these photos into your journal slip and describe each bird beak variety. If you can't insert them, you'll need to upload these photos separately from your journal slip. It's really important that we can see your designs and analyze them to give you feedback. That means today you need to submit 2 items. First, submit your journal slip. Engineer a bird beak. If you have the photo inserted in your digital journal slip, that's fine. But if you have your journal slip written out, you need to upload a photo of these written responses and also upload a photo showing both beaks. Until tomorrow, keep thinking, keep learning, and keep your bird beaks safe for testing.